Hey guys, it's Megan. Welcome to a quick video about like the first library lesson that we did for this school year. It's a little different. We're trying stations this year. I think what I'm going to do normally is have students go to each station for a long period of time, like 15, 20 minutes, and then rotate and decide like which station they go to. Like they'll have options of stations, but today was their first visit, and this is just to show, well, not today, this whole week has been their first library visit. So I just thought I'd show you what they did for their very first stations. So I have 5 stations set up for the students, and they rotated through every single station, and they only did each station for 2 minutes, which doesn't seem long, but it's kind of the time we had to give them time for a book checkout. So station 1 is this reading goal wall. They are setting a reading goal. I couldn't use the sparkly wall because I'm using it for a mosaic thing. So unfortunately I had to use this, which I may even have to switch these potentially because this is getting pretty full, and we have all next week to do this too with a lot of classes. But I just keep some Post-its right here. I happen to already have a ton of Post-its, so that was really helpful. And they just write down a reading goal. They can see what other people have done. They can do anything from like read a certain number of books all the way to just, I would like to enjoy a book I read, something like that. Then they go to station 2. Of course, they all start at different stations, like for, time's sake. Oh, look what somebody did. Look at this. They did this on purpose. I'm just going to dump that right back out. That's really sad. But this is okay, it's really stuck. I'll do it later. This is the this or that station. So they have 4 this or that questions, and I just ordered these little pom-poms on Amazon. I think there were 2,000 of them. And then I bought some mason jars from home, and I already had some here at school. So they just drop them in, would they rather finish a book no matter what, or would they DNF it? They don't know what DNF means because, they don't watch BookTube. So I put it down if it's not your jam. Read in silence or with noise, paperback or hardcover, and audiobooks or ebooks. And then we can see like what each class kind of overall thinks. Even by the end of the day, we can just see like overall what all the classes think, that kind of thing. Although clearly somebody just messed this up on purpose, so that's not very nice. And then over here, I need to move all this stuff out of the way. If it falls down, please put it back up. Thank you, library staff. Yeah, these keep falling down. I'm just gonna pack these down here, right here while we're at it. So this is the book fair suggestion station. I'm going to talk about it in a later video, but we're doing a different book fair this year. It's not Scholastic. It's actually through a local bookstore, and they're going to come and they're going to bring certain books, like books that kids actually want to order. So I'm having kids write down possible titles or authors or genres that they want to see at the book fair. I think closer to the time of the actual book fair, I will send out like a Google form, and it'll be more official, but this kind of gets them thinking about what they want to see at the book fair. Then they go to station 4, where somebody has left 2 empty water bottles for some reason. Station 4 is the book recommendation station here with the book personality quiz. So I did have ChatGPT, obviously, it's clearly made by ChatGPT, make this little 5-question quiz. And on the back, now I did help make some of these suggestions. That wasn't all ChatGPT, but like if they answer mostly A's, then they are a thoughtful reader. Mostly B's, they're a page turner. C's is the explorer. D's is the social browser. And it kind of just tells them like, hey, if you're this type of reader, you would like realistic fiction, romance, and memoirs. Here are 3 that you could try. And I tried to put just a super tiny plot synopsis for each one. And I put where, like realistic fiction, that's where it is in our library, so they could go and find it, like a graphic novel, a funny book, because this one was about humor, and a collection of short stories. So they can go to this area and find that book if they so choose. And it really does only take 2 minutes for them to do this. So that's really, really good. And then finally, they come around here to station 5. So the teacher kind of, walks around, monitors all that going on. And then they come right here to me at station 5, which I've got some brand new books that I keep up here. And the thing is, they keep getting checked out. So as soon as one gets checked out, I've got to go get more. So I have to kind of preview them like between classes or like as quickly as I can, so I know what I'm talking about. But I try to put one of every genre out here, and it's just called Meet Our New Books. So I just give them a little quick book talk of 1 or 2 of these, depending on the group. There we go. Hello, I'll get in the frame now. So let's say that a group of students comes up here. We usually have 4 or 5 people per group at each station. And so we usually have 4 or 5 people at each station, and I ask them, hey, what are you guys interested in? Like sports, graphic novels, nonfiction, fantasy, whatever it is. And they tell me, and then I give them a couple recommendations, and they're allowed to check these out. So they have been really popular. At first I wasn't gonna let them check them out because I only wanted to have to preview so many books, but I was like, that's pointless. Why would I even do that then? They do have a page in their notebooks for their English class where they write down like books they've heard about and might want to read. So I thought, well, they could just all write down exactly the, all of them write down the same titles basically, because there'd only be like 8 books up here and a bunch of them would want to check them out. And I was like, that'd be silly. Let's just let them take them and it'll be on me to try to quickly find new books. And we do have a lot of new books, but I keep having to process more and more and more of the new books, which they're almost all done now, so that I can have more new books for them to choose from. But I have 3 English teachers bringing their classes next week, and I had 3 this past week. So we're basically exactly halfway done, and I probably do still have half of the new books left. So that's good. So that's what we've been doing for this library visit. That's taken, a little over 10 minutes for the 5 stations at 2 minutes each, because there's, you have to rotate in between. So I give them about 12 minutes for that. And then I have them come back together, and I go over kind of some library policies and procedures, especially if anything's new, because freshmen do something else. This is honestly only for 10th through 12th grade, because 9th grade still does a scavenger hunt just to learn their way around the library, and it takes most of the time for them to do that. So they didn't have time to do stations this time. And then they have about 15 minutes to check out a book after all this. And that whole thing takes takes 40 minutes, which is about how long we have, because we have block scheduling and we have 2 classes come per block. Now, later on when we do stations for the next visit, we're going to try to have it so that every English teacher comes for the entire block. And I will talk more about it maybe in my next video if you are interested about what we're planning on doing. But we're hoping to have a variety of stations, like maybe 6 different ones that we could offer. And every student does like 2 or 3 of them, depending on how long the class can stay. So probably 3 stations if they get to stay for the whole block. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. I just thought that this year I would try stations because I did it at my elementary school when I was there for 1 year. And obviously little kids loved it. So I thought, why wouldn't big kids like it too? Sometimes it's like pulling teeth to get them to do like book tastings and book speed dating and book musical shelves. We do all kinds of fun book preview activities, but not everybody is into that. So this way that would be 1 station, but they wouldn't have to go to that station if they don't want to. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you've ever done stations in your high school library and if it has worked, because this is my first time trying it. But so far, even just these little 5 stations for 2 minutes each, the students loved it and they said they want to continue doing stations. Who doesn't love the idea of having choice, right? For sure. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.